want to talk about the Sixers. Let's talk about the Union real quick. The Union doing another thing here in Philadelphia as they took care of business on Saturday against NYCFC. Obviously, for the Union, coming off of a big one against Nashville, looking to head into Leagues Cup. And on a right note, right? And in this matchup here for the Union, the same lineup would be presented as far as the formation. With Damian Lowe under the weather, we talked about it during the preview show. Jim decided to sit him out here. It wasn't worth it, and they decided to run with the diamond formation again. Blake back in goal for the first time in a while as Jamaica got eliminated. Him and Lowe are back. Backline consists of Kai Wagner, Jack Elliott, Jakub Glazes, Olivier Bizo. Your diamond midfield consists of Jack McGlynn at the left. Jim decided to go a little rotation there. Bruno Martinez back at the 6, Ali Bedoya at the right, Daniel Gazek at the tip of the diamond with Quinn Sullivan and Michael Urre as your 2 forwards. Of course, we all know Julian Carranza was suspended due to red card on Wednesday. We can debate it. Obviously, wasn't deserving of it, but it is what it is. No Julian Carranza in this matchup. Now, the Union definitely started off the match allowing NYC to kind of feel the match out. They had possession early in the match. It was, obviously like that, it's a slow period. It's so annoying. Like, you can clearly tell 2 things. NYCFC were going to slow things down. They didn't move with a sense of urgency. They were just trying to feel out the Union. And the Union wanted to sit back, allow NYCFC to hold the ball, and they wanted to force them into a tough spot and create that turnover. So that's great. But then the fans suffer because it's a boring match. But things did pick up. Our first action would happen here actually, let me just double check here. So 23rd minute, you had El Brujo Martinez getting his 2nd goal of the season. This was a play where Olivier Bizo with a nice crossing and was able to find El Brujo Martinez. And El Brujo Martinez made a great run. That was a great instinctual play by El Brujo. Obviously, no one was covering that ground. And he saw that space. He took advantage. Olivier Bizo put the ball right where he needed it. And El Brujo Martinez put it right past Barraza. And that was the early 1-0 lead that the Union needed. Union did, however, suffer a scare. Of course, in the 26th minute, 2 minutes later, unfortunately, Ali Bedoya would have to leave. And the Union had to put in Jesus Daniel Bueno Añez. Yes, I went with the full-ass fucking name. So, listen, Jesus Bueno, deserving of the minutes. Love seeing him getting all the minutes, as more minutes as possible. But, of course, seeing Ali leaving 26 minutes into the match is not what anyone wants to see. So, after that, the Union controlled the tempo of the match. NYCFC really didn't have any great opportunities. In the second half, they did some substitutions. But kind of like what we talked about before the match, the Union experience was going to be too much for NYCFC. And it was clear and evident. NYCFC, you could tell, a young bunch. They are tenacious. They don't give up. But the Union were just able to use their talent, use their experience, and were able to fend off NYCFC. Chris Donovan got a 2nd goal in the 81st minute. Lucky. First off, it was a great job by Daniel Gazak with the back heel flip. And I don't know what the heck Gray and these NYCFC defenders were doing, but they lose the ball. And here comes Chris Donovan. Empty shot and goal. And he buries this bad boy. And it's a 2-0 lead there for the Union. And at that point, 81st minute, we're all thinking it's over. We got this. We're celebrating. We're beating NYCFC again. And then in 5 minutes later, there's Andres Jason who finds a ball that kind of squirts through in the box, and Andre Blake really couldn't do anything, and he buries that one. So now, listen, not saying like we were worried, but it's like, well, wait a minute. Now it's 2-1. All right, and we've seen this before. Luckily, for the last 4 minutes and change, the Union were able to close it out. We were able to get the win and walk out of home with 3 important points heading into Leagues Cup. This was a good win in the fact that we needed this. It's going to be a month without MLS soccer. We're going to Leagues Cup, which we'll talk about in a second. You always want to beat your rivals. And NYCFC came in here thinking they could win. Obviously, that's what they should do. And the Union put it away early. And more importantly, especially like in the first half, the passing looked crisp. The possession looked great. Something I haven't really seen over the past couple months. And that is what kept me, in a good, with my spirits high. Because you do want to see that. The possession was crisp. And one thing I always say is that the Union do know how to win in different ways. They just need to do it at a consistent rate. When teams decide to, push back, right, and sit back, you got to be able to find a way to possess the ball and find a way to get through. When the team wants to possess, you got to find a way to pressure and get those turnovers and get that counter tackle. And they can beat you in many different ways, and we have seen that. Gazak looked incredible. And Bruno Martinez with the second goal of the season. This man had no goals in 3 years, and now he's got 2 this season. It's great. Chris Donovan gets a goal in MLS play. He definitely got lucky for sure. But more importantly, it was awesome to see Andre Blake finally back for the. You saw the difference that he makes, man. Some of the saves that he makes, he just makes things look so easy. And just the leadership, yelling at his guy. He keeps his back line always in check. And you can see that, man. You can absolutely see that, man. So it's been a lot of fun. So now at the Union, we took care of business against Nycfc. We head into Leagues Cup in third place of the Eastern Conference. We are about 10 points behind FC Cincinnati. So you just got to try to do as best you can. I don't know if anyone will be able to catch Cincinnati, but just keep up the pace that they're at right now and try to get better grounding for seeding in the Eastern Conference here. Of course, this starts Leagues Cup. I personally don't know how to feel about Leagues Cup. It just feels unnecessary. I don't need all these tournaments. I don't need another Liga MX versus MLS thing. Personally, me, I'm not a U.S. fan. I'm not a Mexico fan for national teams. So for me, it really doesn't matter. I admire the U.S. versus Mexico rivalry. And honestly, the last 2 years when the MLS All-Star, when we had the MLS All-Stars versus the Liga MX All-Stars, that was entertaining. But this tournament, it just feels unnecessary. Many moons ago, what was the name of this fucking cup called? Dude, it's gonna bother me. So before, back when Beckham was here, there was a tournament that MLS and Liga MX did that was very similar to this, and I'm completely, but I want to say the Campeones, the Superliga. That's what it was. So before, we had the Superliga. All right, this was Liga MX versus the MLS. It was like 2-3 years we did this stupid tournament. Beckham actually played in it as well. The last winner was the New England Revolution, and then they stopped. And now, fast forward to 2022, they bring it back, and we're going to play our first iteration here in 2023. Now, they kind of up the stakes. Winner of this tournament gets a bid into the CONCACAF champion, now it's a CONCACAF Champions Cup, which I hate that. Why can't we just keep it as Champions League? It's not the UEFA, it's a CONCACAF Champions, whatever. But it's all MLS teams, all Liga MX teams, World Cup style, group stage, knockout round, winner wins this Leagues Cup. It's stupid. I flat out don't want to play in it. I don't see the point of it. I don't want to do it. I flat out don't want to do this. I'm trying to figure out here. So I do believe we have Tijuana. I think our first matchup is actually against Tijuana. Let me see here. That's going to be this upcoming Saturday. There you go. March, April, May, June, and July. Here we go. All right. So the 22nd, you have Tijuana. The 26th, we have Querétaro. I don't know this team. I do believe we also have. There's another team in our. That's it. That's actually it. So we're going to run this through the 26th, and then, of course, after that, we'll see what happens. But I'm assuming that Jim and company are going to run a lot of the younger players, a lot of the homegrowns, a lot of people who don't get a lot of minutes. Maybe Holden Trent will see some time here, depending on how that finger feels. Maybe we'll see some Richard Da, some Jeremy Raffagnello. Some of those players we'll be able to see here in Leagues Cup. And that's what I'm hoping for to take advantage of this opportunity so we can play some of the younger kids. But I don't think there's a point of this competition. Maybe now we'll be able to play some kids who haven't been able to get some minutes. We'll see. But I generally just don't see the point of this competition in general. Just kind of how I feel, man. Kind of how I feel, man. What's up, football? We got football in the building. This offseason for the Sixers got a lot more through than popcorn. So I guess it got a lot more entertaining, huh? You think this is entertaining? You think Joel